The Law of Success by Paramahansa Yogananda, using the power of spirit to create health, prosperity, and happiness. And today we are reading Success is Measured by Happiness. Consider whether fulfillment of the goal you have chosen will constitute success. What is success? If you possess health and wealth, but have trouble with everybody, including yourself, yours is not a successful life. Existence becomes futile if you cannot find happiness. When wealth is lost, you have lost a little. When health is lost, you have lost something of more consequence. But when peace of mind is lost, you have lost the highest treasure. Success should therefore be measured by the yardstick of happiness, by your ability to remain in a peaceful harmony with the cosmic laws. Success is not rightly measured by the worldly standards of wealth, prejudice, and power. None of these bestow happiness unless they are rightly used. To use them rightly, one must possess wisdom and love for God and man. God does not reward or punish you. He has given you the power to reward or punish yourself by the use or misuse of your own reason and willpower. If you transgress the laws of health, prosperity, and wisdom, you must inevitably suffer from sickness, poverty, and ignorance. However, you should strengthen your mind and refuse to carry the burden of mental and moral weaknesses acquired in the past years. Burn them in the fires of your present divine resolutions and right activities. By the constructive attitude, you will attain freedom. Happiness depends to some extent upon external conditions, but chiefly upon mental attitudes. In order to be happy, one should have good health, a well-balanced mind, a prosperous life, the right work, a thankful heart, and above all, wisdom or knowledge of God. Above all, a strong determination to be happy will help you. Do not wait for your circumstances to change, thinking falsely that in them lies the trouble. Do not make unhappiness a chronic habit, therefore afflicting yourself and your associates. It is blessedness for yourselves and others if you are happy. If you possess happiness, you possess everything. To be happy is to be in tune with God. That power to be happy comes through meditation. That was a good one, wasn't it? Success is measured by happiness. Existence becomes futile when you cannot be happy. And happiness is from within. It's an attitude, isn't it? You got to cultivate it. You can choose to be happy right now. Like, well, I was already happy because I was reading and making a video. It's good to keep a good balance of happiness and joyfulness and cultivate that. And you can by exposing yourself to those emotions over and over again. You can do that by joy, 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 joy. You know, repeating a word and it can't bubble up. Or happiness, happiness, and remembering times when you're happy and feeling it until you can just zap yourself with like thoughts of happiness and joy. When you do might slump down, you can bring yourself back up. Or sometimes you might just have to go through that bit of muddy water and then you know, this too shall pass. And Buddha says that this too shall pass. Or you could go to sleep and next day you'll feel good. Yeah, success should be measured by the yardstick of happiness, right? There was actually a story of Paramahansa Yogananda, one of his closest disciples when he was here on earth. He was a multi-millionaire, maybe billionaire or something. He had a lot of money, very successful. And he came to Paramahansa Yogananda. So I was looking at his picture. Paramahansa Yogananda, he said, I'm filthy rich. What is filthily successful and filthy rich or something like that. And then Yogananda said, yeah, but are you filthily happy? And yeah, and the guy was like, oh, no. And then, you know, he became a disciple of Paramahansa Yogananda. And got the techniques of meditation, which he mentions here for meditation. That great power to become happy becomes from meditation. And he became a saint. He got enlightened, and he was like the multi-millionaire who's still running all these businesses, but he would still make time to meditate. His wife didn't like him meditating, so he'd meditate at the office, and it was really good because he was a man who was in the world doing business and everything, but he still found the time to meditate and reach self-realization and reach oneness of God and his true self, and still be in the world and not of it. It's quite funny. It's not, it's really good. It's a good inspiration for those who are in the world and striving for success, but striving for God and finding that balance, such as myself, had reading that is really good, because when you go too spiritual, you get lazy, no good to anyone. If you go too material, mind becomes distorted in delusion, and you get stray from God, and you hurt yourself and other people and end up suffering. So when you have them both, they work well together. God does not reward you or punish you. He has given you the power to reward or punish yourself. And you do it by your own thoughts and thinking, and the habits you entertain and allow to pervade in your life, prevail through the misuse of your own willpower. If you transgress the laws of health, if you're eating unhealthy all the time, you're going to reap that benefit, aren't you? Should strengthen your mind and refuse to carry the burden of mental and moral weaknesses of past years. If you have failed in the past, that's something that happened. It isn't actually who you are. Right activities. Yeah. By constructive attitude, you will attain freedom. Happiness depends on the extent. Yeah, not upon external conditions. How's that? Oh, I'll feel good once Labour or National or whatever, I'm not sure what government you have, gets out. I'll be happy then. You're putting your happiness on something external. I'll be happy when once my partner proposes to me. No, you'll still feel the same. You might get a spike of happiness for a bit, but then you return to your base level. And if you're sad before that, where do you think you're going to return to? It's about upping that level, your baseline, and that comes from meditation and cultivating that relationship with God from within yourself, and realizing who you truly are, your soul, the reflection of God, your image of God, and you as your true self, which is perfect. Once you touch that, you'll realize who you are, and you won't rely on the external. You won't rely on, I have to go see my friends to feel happy. I've got to go out drinking. If I don't go out drinking, I'm going to miss out. No, you sit in your room and meditate and be blissed out and feel happy, and people will see you and be like, how are you always so calm and happy and joyful and stuff? And because you find the nuggets of gold within yourself, and that comes through cultivating that habit of meditation, using your willpower. You can even use your imagination to imagine yourself as a great meditator, seeing yourself as that person. And then you'll fall into that by, constantly making yourself sit down at the same time, concentrating on your breath. Throughout the day, do micro meditations, keeping your mind on God. I love you, God. God, I know you love me. Thou and I are one. Thou art my Father, I am thy child. Thou art ever with me. Repeating these are, where you are, I am. Where I am, you are. You have me, I have thee. All these thoughts, if you keep saying these, God is omnipresent, all pervading. So here, everywhere, dwelling of everything, dwelling in this little thing up there, that's God. Everything is God. So if you can remember that, self-realization is not attaining anything, it's remembering and deepening the knowing that you are one with God, and God dwells within you and within every person you see. So if you're being mean to that person, you're being mean to God. Remember, that's what he said to me once. If you judge that piece of trash on the ground, you're judging me. You need to be even-minded, free from likes and dislikes. And so God said to me once, and it took me a while to grasp it, but I do my best. And when the half mortal mind likes to try from past self, try to judge things. No, don't you do that. Whatever I see in them is my own limitation. Get out, get behind me. Yeah, meditate. Yeah, when if you cultivate that habit of being unhappy, then you do, that people around you, they want to make you happy, but sometimes, I guess you've all been, if you've been like a negative Nancy, that all they can talk about is negatives. It's, you're not overexcited to go be with them, but you want to be with them to try and make them happy. But sometimes, they can bring you down to that level when you're like, I'm going to go there, I'm going to try and bring them up, but it can have the opposite effect. Like that when you are nice and happy and joyful, people radiate to you, don't they? They like to be around you. Mm, mm. Happiness is to be in tune with God. That power is to be happy comes from meditation. Meditate, meditate, meditate. Next chapter, put God's power behind your efforts. May peace be on your soul. And I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.